In the beginning there was only void, an endless expanse of darkness, silent and still, no stars, no planets, no life, just an infinite abyss waiting for the spark of creation. Then from the silence came light, life, and the gods. Ra, Zeus, Inanna. They emerged from the cosmic energy, bringing order to the chaos. The universe began to take shape under their divine influence. Three deities born of stardust and cosmic energy, each ruled their realms with unparalleled power and wisdom. They were the architects of existence, shaping the cosmos with their will.
I, Ra, the sun god, commanded the day. My light brought warmth and life to the world, driving away the darkness.
I, Zeus, the sky god, held dominion over storms. My thunderbolts echoed through the heavens, and my storms nourished the earth.
And I, Inanna, the queen of heaven, governed love and war. My influence touched the hearts of mortals, guiding their passions and conflicts.
For a time there was balance. Harmony reigned. The gods worked together, their powers complementing each other, creating a world of beauty and order. Mortals prospered under the watchful eyes of their creators. The mortals built temples, grand structures to honor the gods. These temples became centers of worship and community. They offered prayers and sacrifices. The gods were pleased. Each offering, each prayer strengthened the bond between the divine and the mortal. Their power grew with each offering. The divine symbols glowed brighter, and the gods' influence over the world became stronger. But even in paradise, shadows lurk. The peace was fragile, and beneath the surface, tensions began to rise. Pride and envy festered in the hearts of the divine. The gods, once united, began to see each other as rivals. Their ambitions and desires clashed. The seeds of discord were sown. Small conflicts and misunderstandings grew into larger disputes, threatening the harmony they had created. The balance, so carefully crafted, began to tip. The world trembled as the gods' unity fractured, and the future of creation hung in the balance. Ra, radiant and proud, ruled his sun-baked kingdom. His people worshipped him, offering prayers and sacrifices to ensure his favor. The sun god's presence was felt in every corner of the land, from the highest peaks to the deepest valleys. He brought them warmth and life, his golden rays nurturing the crops and filling the rivers. The people thrived under his benevolent gaze, their lives intertwined with the cycles of the sun.
My light nourishes the earth, and my people thrive under my gaze. I am the giver of life, the eternal flame that sustains all.
Zeus, king of Olympus, commanded the sky. From his throne atop Mount Olympus, he watched over the world, his presence a constant reminder of his power. Lightning flashed at his command. Thunder echoed his laughter, reverberating through the heavens and striking fear into the hearts of mortals and gods alike.
My storms bring both fear and reverence. I am the master of the skies, the wielder of thunder and lightning. The sky is mine to rule. My power is absolute, my will unchallenged.
Inanna, fierce and beautiful, ruled the land between the rivers. Her domain was a place of fertility and abundance, where life flourished under her watchful eye. She was both lover and warrior, embodying the duality of creation and destruction. Her strength was matched only by her compassion. Her people both revered and feared her. They knew that her favor could bring prosperity, but her wrath could bring ruin.
I am the bringer of love and the harbinger of war. My touch can heal or destroy. My will is law. My dominion is vast and my power undeniable. I am the heart of my people, the soul of my land.
For eons, their kingdoms existed in harmony. Each god ruled their domain with wisdom and strength, their powers complementing each other. They respected each other's power, understanding that balance was key to maintaining peace and prosperity. They understood the importance of balance, but time breeds complacency. As the centuries passed, the gods grew comfortable in their roles, their vigilance waning. Respect can twist into envy. The gods, once united in their purpose, began to see each other as rivals. The gods, once content, began to cast covetous eyes on each other's domains. Their desire for more power and control grew, threatening the delicate balance they had maintained for so long. Whispers of discontent echoed through the heavens. The celestial realm, once a place of harmony and balance, now trembled with unease. The gods, who had long enjoyed their dominion over the cosmos, began to sense a shift in the very fabric of their existence. Ra, gazing at his reflection in the Nile, saw his power waning. The once mighty sun god, whose light had illuminated the world, now felt a shadow creeping over his heart.
My light dims. My influence weakens. How can this be? The sun, which had always risen at his command, now seemed to falter, its rays less potent, its warmth less comforting.
Zeus, atop Mount Olympus, felt his storms weaken. The king of the gods, whose thunderbolts had once shaken the earth, now found his power diminishing.
The thunder grows quiet. Who dares challenge my might? Zeus's voice, once a roar that commanded respect and fear, now echoed with uncertainty.
Inanna, in her palace gardens, sensed her influence fading. The goddess of love and war, who had once swayed the hearts of mortals and gods alike, now felt an unfamiliar weakness.
My power wanes. Something must be done. Inanna's voice, usually filled with confidence and allure, now carried a note of desperation.
The gods, once content, now yearned for more. Their insatiable desire for power and control grew, feeding the seeds of discord that had been sown. A grand summit was called. The gods from all corners of the heavens were summoned to discuss the growing unease, a meeting of the gods. They gathered in a grand hall, their faces masks of stoic determination, but their hearts heavy with concern. On neutral ground, they would discuss their concerns. The floating island, a place of peace and tranquility, was chosen as the venue for this crucial summit. They would find a solution, or so they believed. The discussions were intense, each god voicing their fears and suspicions, hoping to find a way to restore balance. The summit took place on a floating island. The island, with its lush greenery and ancient ruins, seemed a fitting backdrop for such a momentous gathering, a place of peace and tranquility. Yet beneath the serene surface, tensions simmered, threatening to erupt at any moment. But the air crackled with tension. The gods, though outwardly calm, were on edge, their tempers frayed by the uncertainty of their future. The gods arrived with their entourages. Each deity brought their loyal followers, adding to the already charged atmosphere. Their faces were carefully neutral. They masked their true feelings, each one wary of showing any sign of weakness. But their eyes betrayed their true emotions. The glances they exchanged were filled with suspicion, fear, and a hint of desperation as they faced an uncertain future. The table was laden with delicacies, the finest nectar and ambrosia. But the gods had no appetite. They spoke of declining worship. They blamed each other for their diminishing power. The accusations flew like poisoned darts.
Zeus, you have stolen my sunlight.
Inanna, it is your discord among mortals that weakens us all.
Ra, you neglect your duties and we all suffer for it.
The argument escalated, voices rose, tempers flared. Then, with a mighty crash, Zeus slammed his fist on the table. It splintered into 1,000 pieces. The summit ended not with a solution, but with a declaration of war. War erupted across the cosmos.
I unleashed my sun chariots, scorching the heavens.
And I hurled thunderbolts, shattering mountains.
With my sword singing, I led my armies across the land.
The gods called upon their allies. Titans clashed with sphinxes. Dragons fought giant scorpions. The Valkyries rode into battle alongside the Anunnaki. The mortal world trembled. The sun and moon vanished from the sky. The seasons became erratic. Crops withered and died. The oceans churned. The earth cracked. The mortals, caught in the crossfire, could only cower and pray. Their prayers, however, went unanswered. The gods were too consumed by their own rage. The war raged on. Years bled into decades. The universe, once filled with wonder, was now consumed by chaos. From the shadows, I watched and waited. I delighted in the destruction. I fed on the fear and despair. I saw my opportunity. The gods, weakened and distracted, were vulnerable. I struck. Emerging from my underworld lair, a monstrous serpent of shadow and flame, I attacked the gods when they were at their weakest. I sowed discord among their ranks. I whispered lies and poisoned their hearts. The war, already devastating, spiraled further out of control. Betrayal became the norm. Alliances shifted like sand in the desert. Gods fought alongside their former enemies one day and against them the next.
Tricked by Apophis's whispers, I turned on Ra. I shattered the sun god's chariot, casting him down to earth.
Zeus, what have you done?
Blinded by grief over the destruction of my city, I blamed Zeus. I unleashed my fury upon him, forcing him to retreat.
The universe teetered on the brink of annihilation. The very fabric of reality threatened to unravel. Still, the gods fought on. They were blinded by their pride. They refused to see the destruction they were causing. They refused to admit their mistakes. The war ended not with a bang, but with a whimper. The gods, exhausted and broken, finally laid down their arms. Their kingdoms lay in ruins. Their power was but a shadow of its former glory. The mortal world was scarred. The once vibrant planet was now a wasteland. The gods, surveying the wreckage, finally understood the folly of their actions. They had destroyed everything they had sought to protect. They had allowed their pride and envy to consume them. And for what? What had they gained? Nothing but ashes and regret. In the silence that followed, the whispers of the dead echoed across the cosmos, a stark reminder of the cost of their conflict. In the aftermath, the gods made a truce. A fragile peace settled upon the ravaged universe. They began the long, arduous task of rebuilding.
We learned to share our power. We learned to work together.
We understood finally that our strength lay not in dominance but in unity.
The mortals, too, began to rebuild. They learned from their gods' mistakes. They understood that division only led to destruction.
The clash of the ancient gods served as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most powerful beings are not immune to pride and envy.
It taught that true strength lies not in division but in unity, and that the pursuit of power unchecked can lead only to ruin.